Mm, mm, mm. Oh yeah, I'm with this. I'm just gonna sit here laid back to this nice mellow beat, and drop some smooth lyrics. Cause it's 88, time to set it straight, you know what I'm saying? And there ain't no half stepping. Word, I'm ready. Rappers stepping to me, they wanna get some, but I'm the Kane, so yo, you know the outcome. Another victory, they can't get with me. So pick a BC date, cause you're history. I'm the authentic poet to get lyrical. For you to beat me, it's gonna take a miracle. And stepping to me, yo, that's a wrong move. So what you on, Hobbs? Dope or dog food? Competition, I just devour. Like a pit bull against a chihuahua. Cause when it comes to being dope, hot damn, I got it good. Now let me tell you who I am. The BIGDADDYKANE. Dramatic, Asiatic, not like many. I'm different, so don't compare me to another. Cause they can't hang, word to the mother. At least not with the principle in this pedigree. So when I roll on your rappers, you better be ready to die because you're petty. You're just a butter knife, I'm a machete. This made by Ginsu, wait until when you try to front so I can chop into your body. Just because you try to be basing, Friday the 13th, I'ma play Jason. No type of joke, gag, game, puzzle, or riddle. The name is Big Daddy, yes, big, not little, so define it. Here's your walking papers, and take a walk as the Canes start to talk, cuz.
How you doing? My name is Travis Lee, affectionately known as Travatron. I live in Minnesota right now, and I've been here for about 25 years, and I'm credited for, humbly credited for bringing hip hop in a major way to the state of Minnesota. But I'm here to tell you that Father Time has produced a show in which I interview one of the most prolific rappers in rap history. He's from Brooklyn. He's been mentioned as a major influence for Jay-Z. In fact, Jay-Z put him on one of his major songs, talked about him. Eminem, you name it. Common. A lot of people have been influenced by this man who calls himself Big Daddy Kane. And you're going to see an interview, a wonderful, prolific interview, in which me and him are talking about rap and his influences and what goes on in the rap world and the difference between old school and new school and who he would like to work with. I also want to tell you that this could not have happened without my good friend David Yeoman of Global Realty. He's the one that helped bring Big Daddy Kane to the Escape nightclub. And it was my reason to do a hip hop series, original hip hop series, because I just seen so much duplication, fabrication, and I don't know, excommunication. It was really just showing you the source of where it came from, the swag before the video, the swag before looking at a video and finding out what clothes to wear, just originality. And you can see it not only in this interview, but in this performance produced by Father Time. And lo and behold, 6 weeks after the interview, this man gets an award on VH1 Hip Hop Honors. And now everybody's calling, when you gonna bring Big Daddy Kane back? And you know, sometimes you never know how long people will come through your town or if they'll come again. But at least we know we did our job right here with Travatron and Father Time and Big Daddy Kane. We was here. If you missed it, check out this interview. I'm pretty sure you'll like it. I introduce to you now the one and the only Mr. Big Daddy Kane. How you doing, brother?
You got it, baby.
Man, it's a pleasure to see you. I don't know where to start. Everybody knows that you were probably one of the best freestyle MCs. You were probably one of the first ghostwriters for many artists, of whom I'm pretty sure you will never mention. But we want to talk about how you have been. You've been in the rap game for 16 years.
Yeah.
How's everything for you?
Man, everything's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. You know, just living and loving life, man. Enjoying, you know, seeing a lot of, you know, young brothers come up in the game and really become, you know, successful and, you know, make a lot of money, you know. It's a lot of, you know, blood, sweat, and tears that, you know, cats, you know, such as myself, you know, KRS, Rakim, a lot of other, you know, Public Enemy, especially brothers like Sugar Hill Gang, Funky 4, Fearless 4, Furious 5, you know, that they put into it, you know, to really get this thing established. Mm-hmm. And, you know, finally, you know, brothers are really able to capitalize and, you know, make millions of dollars, you know, off of this here game, and I think that that's beautiful. You know, I'm real happy, you know, to see a lot of brothers eating. You know, there's a younger generation that has been exposed to real hip hop through brothers such as Common, The Roots, Talib Kweli, Mos Def, you know, and through, you know, the internet. there's a young market that's, really been exposed to, what we did, in the 80s and whatnot. And also, because of the time period, it's almost, actually for cats like Sugar Hill, it is, 2 decades, 25 years, matter of fact,
Right.
And, it's almost, 2 decades for brothers such as myself and KRS and PE,
Another summer. Sound of the funky drummer. Burn, Hollywood, burn. I smell a ride going on. First the guilty, now they're gone. Yeah, I'll check out a movie, but it'll take a black one to move me. Here it is. Bam!
Yo, Cheryl, kick the ballistics, G.
Hit me!
Flavor says,
I testified, my mama cried. Black people died when the other man lied.
Public Enemy made me realize that all rap is not the same.
There's a market
Okay.
for, that old school music, where, cats that's, in their, 30s on up to 40 want to come out and see what they grew up off of.
Say ho! Say ho, ho, ho! Somebody scream! Listen to hip-hop, the hip-hip, hop, you know, son, the rocket to the bang, but you set up, jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie to me. Now what you hear is not a test, I'm a rapping to the beat. Say what? And me, the groove, and my friends are gonna try to move the beat. You see, I am Wonder Mike, and I like to say hello to the black, to the white, the red, and the brown, the purple, and yellow. But first I gotta bang, bang, the boogie to the boogie, say up, jump the boogie to the bang, bang. Let's rock, you don't stop, rock the rhythm that'll make your body rock. Well, so, why you heard my buddy, but I brought 2 friends along. And next on the mic is my man Hank. Come on, Hank, sing that song. Check it out, the C-A-S-K-N, the O-E-A, and the rep, you just got why. You see I go by the code, and the doctor, and the these reads, I'll tell you why. You see I'm 6'1", and I'm trying to vote, and I test to a T. You see I got more clothes than Muhammad Ali, and I dress so rich as Leah. I got bodyguards, I got 2 big cars, the Japanese ain't the white. I don't look good, continental, and a sunroof Cadillac. So act the fool and take a dip in the pool, which is really on the wall. I got a color TV so I can see the Knicks play basketball. Here we talk about checkbook, credit card, more money. This I got could ever spend, but I wouldn't give a sucker or a punk for the rockin' down to the main. Everybody go home, down, motel. What you gonna do today? Gonna get a black girl, gonna get some spank and drive over the death. Everybody go home, down, motel. Holiday is. You say it's your girl starts acting up, then you take a friend.
Well, actually, the reason why I started rapping is because of a cousin. My cousin, his name is Murdoch. Really, I only started just so I could hang with him. My cousin Murdoch. And, I started trying to write, and I was heavily influenced by Grandmaster Caz from the Cold Crush.
Okay.
And, and then, like, the first, like, real, like, encounter, like, block party encounter, I tried to battle Disco Richie from Divine Sound.
I remember Divine Sounds. Oh my goodness.
Richie, he spit a rhyme, and when it was my turn to go, he pulled the mic back and was like, "Oh no, you can't rhyme on my mic."
Oh, that should be like
So I was hot, I was hot. So I saved up my money for like 2 weeks to buy a dynamic microphone from Radio Shack.
That's right. We had to have our own mics.
Right, and I started coming to the park jams, battling cats with my own mic. Like, all right, yeah, plug me in.
You was on a vengeance. It's almost like your name Kane.
Dude,
you was like.
embarrassed me around the corner from my house.
Okay.
But, me and Divine Sounds, we lived across the street from each other.
Oh, okay. When I listen to rap music today, as opposed to what you guys are doing, your vocabulary is like 10 times greater than and I ain't got nothing against country rap, but it's like 3-4 words and then it's over. I mean, you was talking about milliliters and you was talking about, you know, Kane, King, what, Asiatic, nobody's, what was that? Kane.
Asiatic, nobody's equal.
Nobody's equal. I mean, I know you were influenced by the 5% Nation, but the knowledge that your rhymes were so accurate, it's like true mathematics. How did you get that style instead of the hip hop? Because, you know, it's like a 1-2, y'all. You know, you can say that for 10 minutes. You don't stop. You never did that. Your rhymes was never ended.
Well, you know, like I said, you know, for one, I was heavily influenced by Grandmaster Caz, and, you know, he had a, you know, wide vocabulary and, you know, real slick way of putting things, you know. And, you know, when you look at, you know, who was the best at that time period, it was Kumo D, Caz, and Melly Mel.
Melly Mel.
You know, so it's like, if you're trying to really be noticed, you know, you're gonna try to, you know, be on the level they on, or either take it to another level, you know. And also, I was an English major in school too, you know.
The good old days was back then, and the reason I reminisce cause
Biz Markie was kind of like the clown prince, funny, witty, and then Kane was, you know, lyrically like the best.
You know, when DJs used to start DJing and say, all right, y'all, we finna go uptown, that means, you know, Manhattan had kind of ruled, and Brooklyn was like, okay, you the only one of the few people that could go from Brooklyn to Manhattan with your style. You could hang with the uptown crew with the way you was rolling it. Tell me about you and Biz Markie. How did y'all hang out? Rumor is that y'all are cousins?
Nah.
Okay.
Me and Biz are not related. We met in the Albee Square Mall, and we had a battle with each other. And after the battle, you know, Biz started telling me, you know, he was like, yo, man, you know, you hot, man, you know, you real hot. Well, we probably said something like dope or something like that.
Right,
back then,
right.
You know, he's dope.
The serious joint.
You know, but yeah, you know, he was telling me that and telling me that he do shows for these cats called Mike and Dave. You know.
I remember Mike and Dave, yeah.
Crash Crew.
Yeah, the Crash Crew. They don't know about the Crash Crew.
About the high-powered rap.
Yeah.
But you know, they you know, he's telling me to do shows with them, a lot of stuff. He's like, you know, you come and do some of these shows with me. So you know, I started, you know, hanging with Biz. He started coming through my school, and we started.
What school do you go to?
Sarah J. Hill.
Okay. Sarah J. Hill.
Battling me is hazardous to health. So put a quarter in your ass, cause you played yourself. The BIGDADDYKANE, I'm good and plenty. Serving many.
Tell us about Raw, and then tell us about the transformation from furious killer rapper to furious killer playboy, sex symbol. I never saw how you made that transition because you was just killing them. And then all of a sudden the ladies, I'm like, you like Big Daddy Kane? Yeah, Big Daddy Kane. Dark-skinned brothers are back in style because of Big Daddy Kane.
Yeah, I mean, I apologize if I made it hard on you.
I know you.
That was my introduction to Vapors, you know, being seen in the Vapors video and the verse that Biz had about me. That was like pretty much my introduction to the world, so people kind of knew who I was before I actually made a record because Biz had spoke about me. And, you know, then when I did, you know, start making songs, I made a song called Something Funky with a B-side Just Rhyming with Biz.
Yeah.
But everybody thought it was Biz record, so I wasn't getting no shows. So I went back in the studio and did Raw.
Okay.
And then, you know, after that, you know, we did the album and stuff, Half Steppin'.
Raw.
Yeah.
Really, there were a whole bunch of independent labels that started to bloom, and it wasn't just the stuff that was happening on Def Jam. Big Daddy Kane came out of the Cold Chillin' posse.
The name Kane is superior to many people.
That's the Just Rhyme with Biz. That's just.
Oh, that's just Rhyme. Yeah. So Raw was.
Here I Am.
Oh, Here I Am. R-A-W. What was you feeling when you wrote that, man? I mean, that got so much energy, man. That's like a crack album, man. I mean, you just get, you know.
I mean, you know, it's just rhymes. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, I really wanted to just show everybody how lyrical I was, you know, and really just take people on a ride, you know. And, you know, that's basically what I tried to do with that entire album.
Here I am, R-A-W, a terrorist, with a good chunk of keys for the MCs. I use all the C's, I'm just proper, from another rapper with ease. Cause I have my impact and I'm the rock people. Got another little check it out, making MCs crossing on top, step to me, and shining the water. I believe rappers, just like Colorado. They ain't good, who wanna be like a real private first. Penetrate the stuff, when you know that I smoke up like the blunt. Give you one like Gucci, roll like Sushi. State the way is what that is to me. Make you wanna be there, they are the way there. Blow rock blood, you know what it ain't there. I don't know hustle, grab the mic and hustle. When you stand there, you turn up, they drop, bustle in around with the body. Superiority, the capital, the whole property, gallery. Rhymes are new, just give you the new. Yeah, Big Daddy Kane. Now he'll never got some sort of sport and go from work without a floor. Cause I can get a whole way. Say hey! Say hey! Say yo, baby, yo, baby, yo!
You also were in movies. You was in Posse, and I forgot the other movie.
Posse and Media Man.
Media Man. How'd you like Posse?
Oh, man, I had a ball, you know, I mean, because that was a new experience, you know, riding horses and seeing all the wildlife. I never knew a roadrunner was like a real animal.
Me neither, it is.
Yeah, yeah.
And you was with, I forgot, with so many people in that movie, but it was a good movie.
Yeah, Mario Van Peebles, Steve Baldwin, Billy Zane, Tiny Lister, Isaac Hayes, Pam Grier.
It's tight, tight. Tell us about the sex symbol part. I mean, I heard you on the radio earlier, Queen Bee, she knew, you know, that you was in Playgirl. I didn't even realize that.
I mean, you know, we ran out of magazines. You know, I mean, you know, we had did the covers. It was Sauce. We did Sauce. Word Up. You know, Rap Masters. All the magazines that was out. Right On. You know, all the magazines that was out. You know, we even had done Essence and Jet. You know, wasn't no more. You know, magazines left. But the nasty magazines.
Now, what about this jewelry? I understand you had more jewelry than King Tut.
Nah,
people expect to see the rings, and you had a Nefertiti that's about a foot tall. I mean, people were fascinated by the style.
With all the jewelry.
No, you had jewelry. You had serious gold.
I had some pieces, yeah. But you know, I couldn't wear it for long because, you know, I move a lot on stage, and you know, they kept, you know, like, you know, they hitting me in the mouth, or like put little nicks on my skin from, you know, the dancing and stuff that me, Scuba Scrap beat to it. You know, so I you know. I never really had time to wear it.
Do you see yourself in any of these rappers that are out now? Because we had a question about how you felt about hip hop and rap music, and you said there's a difference. But are you proud of what anybody's doing right now as far as pure talent, anything close to what you've done?
As far as like, I guess what you would call new school, the new generation, I like Ludacris, I like Eve.
Eminem gave you some props when he got his first award.
Oh, I like Eminem too.
He mentioned you, he mentioned Rakim, and only maybe 4 other people, but he made sure he thanked you for influencing him. If you was to do a song, or you know, you've worked with Barry White, you've worked with Dolomite, you know, and Dolomite, for all those folks, Dolomite was the man. He made his own movies. He produced his own movies like Fred Williamson, and you've worked with the late, great Barry White. Is there anybody, if you was to come back, I mean, you are back, but if you were to hit the scene with a new school artist, Ludacris, anybody, any other style, or you and Biz coming out with something, I'm sure,
you know, people are waiting to hear this?
I would love to work with Missy Elliott because she's someone that I've never really had the pleasure of meeting. I saw her once at the Nico Hotel, but we never really. No.
Okay.
Just in passing.
Okay.
I saw her once at the Nico Hotel, but we never had the pleasure of meeting. And, you know, she always gives me a lot of love. Like, on pretty much every album she do, she give me a shout out. She gave me a shout out on a television show. So I would love to work with Missy, and you know, naturally, Ludacris and Eve.
I'm so happy that you spent some time with us, Mr. Kane. Is there anything else you might want to share to tell your fans, the people who like you or people who want to look you up? Is there any albums? I know you have a greatest hits, or anything people can do to keep in touch with you and let you know how much they appreciate what you've done for rap music?
I would definitely tell, you know, basically everybody that, you know, music, you know, is something that touches the soul. There's different forms, different fashions, you know, and, you know, ain't nothing wrong with trying them all, you know, and you got to, I think it's real important that you show love, you know, to the foundation that made it possible for doors to open for, you know, the generation that you're growing up with, you know, and, you know, the cats that you listen to now, you know. I think it's beautiful how brothers such as myself, Dougie Fresh, Slick Rick, Houdini, we able to go out on the road, do tours and a whole bunch of shows and things of that nature. And I just hope that, you know, that fan base, you know, continues to show the love and many others join in, you know, because we know we put it down when we do
Definitely.
at the stage.
I heard your show is still blazing.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what y'all know. Scams, let's take them back. All right. What y'all know about this right here, y'all? Here we go. Come on. What you say? Y'all sing it, y'all. Come on. Some of y'all know it. Come on. How about this? What? Ain't nobody crying. I can't hear y'all. What? Ain't nobody worrying. One more thing. What? Ain't no smiling faces. Check this out, y'all. Oh, baseline. Here we go. Repeat after me. Come on. Old school. Old school. Say yeah. Say hell yeah. One more question, y'all. Do you remember this? Check this out. One of the great folk legends in the game. Everybody put a peace sign high to the sky. Put a peace sign up, y'all. What's the name for my flames? Let me hear y'all make some noise. What? Every day. What the sign? Every day. I hear y'all. Somebody say, old school. Old school.
Big ups to Minneapolis because you know, we come here, you know, a lot, you know, and I get a lot of love, you know, whenever we do come, you know. I don't know why you always wait till it's freezing cold to bring me, but we still get a lot of love, and I love coming here, man.
Appreciate it. That's Mr. Big Daddy Kane, the legend.
Let's try one more thing. One more thing. Check this out. Here, to get the party going. At the count of three, let your body jump. 1, 2, 3, jump. Bring it back, Slam. We all right. If you love hip-hop, make noise. Somebody, anybody, everybody, scream.